Hello everybody, it's just about that time again. Halloween's just right around the corner. So today we're gonna do a small template stand, which is gonna be a Native American chief, but you can do any type you want. You can make it a tall hat, you can do a tall hat, you can do a witch's hat, or you can even put a crow on top if you want. That's completely optional. But I just want to go ahead and throw in a bit of Native American in there. I did see a couple of people doing this type of DIY project. It did come out nice. It came out great. I was like, I'm going to try it for myself. But I'm going to give a bit of a twist. So, we're going to go ahead and make this template stand. So here we have a template. We have two candle holders. These you can get from the Dollar Tree. These are from Dollar Tree. They're just the smaller version. Um, these are just put together with some adhesive glue. So you can put these together. So we have two of these, and then I just gone ahead and spray paint them black after they've dried, fully dried and everything. I've spray painted them black, and then I waited for that to dry. So here we have this, and then we have a template stand here. Now this one I got from Hobby Lobby. This is a cake board. The bottom is a cake board. This is just a fleece blanket, a fleece material blanket. And then you can just go ahead and get your lace and lace it around. Now these ones I did put together off camera because everybody does already pretty much know how to do these steps here. So I just gone ahead and skipped these. I skipped these tutorials. I skipped this part and showing. Now, the blanket I got from a local store. This one and as well as this one we're going to use for the headdress. This I got from a local store as well, and I just got the plate, the bottom board from Hobby Lobby, and as well as the lace, and as well as these feathers. I got these from Hobby Lobby. These are totally optional, whatever color you would like to do, if you would like to do this project. So they came in a full pack. I gone ahead and opened it already. You're gonna need scissors, hot glue, and your glue sticks. And hot glue is already preheating. So, and I do have these beads. These beads I got from the Dollar Tree. You can get these from, I'm sure, anywhere and everywhere, even your local store, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. But these I got from Dollar Tree. This was around graduation time, so it's more of a deep purple, which I love. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. And I got this skull head. It's already glittered and shimmered. It's already all glittered and shimmered. Everything, I came like this. I bought it like this. Now, if you have a skull that you do need to be painted, you can go ahead and spray paint it or paint it, whichever's going to be best for you is going to work best for you. And you can go ahead and glitter it yourself as much glitter you would like to do. That's completely optional. Now, there is another lady I seen who did this. She carved out the eyes. She carved out the eyes of the skull, and at the bottom, she carved it out, but it was plastic that she did use. Now this is foam. This one here that I'm using right now is foam, but the one she used was plastic. So she just cut out the eyes, and then the bottom part, she stuck lights in there, orange lights, and she gone ahead and put it on top with the plug. I was going to do that, but I'm going to save myself some time, a lot of time, because this one is foam, and my local stores are already running out of almost everything, and so I don't want to waste time trying to find something else and it getting more and more late than it already is. So let's just go ahead and put this project together. So right now, we're going to go ahead and push everything else aside I don't really need for right now. Okay, this I'm gonna need the skull. I'm not gonna need much right now. So your bottom base, your top base, I'm sorry, your top base is gonna go flat down first, because we're gonna glue all this together. So then you're gonna grab your template stand, and whichever side you will like, doesn't matter. I'm gonna go with this side because this side's kind of a bit ruined, so I want this to be at the bottom. So here we're just gonna go ahead and place it on top, and we're gonna try and measure out where we really want it. Now you can do it this way, or you can just eyeball it. It's really up to you. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball it. Now the reason you probably have to use your adhesive glue is because glass does not bond well with hot glue. If you just want a quick results, if you're just gonna have it just for one day or a few days, then you can just go ahead and use hot glue. But know that it will fall apart. It will fall apart easily because hot glue and glass on glass does not bond very well. It will just easily come off. It will easily break apart. So what you'll want to do is use your adhesive glue. This I got from the Dollar Tree. I think I mentioned that. It's a fix-all adhesive glue. Or you can use E6000. I would suggest E6000. If you can't find this at your local store, your next upgrade is going to be E6000. So if you want a quick and easy bond, if you're going to work with it right away, you can put some of your adhesive glue or E6000 and some hot glue and put it together. You're going to put them together, your candle side, your candlestick side, both together, facing together. And your bottom stands, they should be both at each ends. So it's going to be holding up like this. So now this is the side I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and add, I'm going to add my adhesive glue on each, on 4 of the corners. And then I'm going to go in with my hot glue on the other 4ths of the end of the rim. I'm sorry, I should of the rim of the candle stand. Now the reason I'm doing my glue first, my adhesive glue, is because hot glue does dry faster than your adhesive glue. So I'm just gonna add a bit of that there, bit of it here, and all the other parts where we did not add the adhesive glue. Now this project, we're just going to go with it as long as we go. So now I'm just going to flip it, and then I'm just going to eyeball it as I see fit. Where I think my middle is, where I want to add my middle. Now do note that this is going to like really bond quick, because anything with hot glue and paper or box will bond pretty quick. So do note this. Now you can add, you can put something on top for it to add weight to it, to where it can really stand on there, so it can really stay and stick on there. But now I'm gonna go ahead and add the trimming, the bottom of the trimming. Now this is optional, you can do this if you want. This I'm gonna add to the bottom of the stand right here, just to give it a bit of flavor. You don't have to do this. This is completely optional. So let's just go ahead and start from one end and just work our way around. Okay, now it does look like 4 beads are gonna fit in one section, and then it's gonna go on to another section. So it's gonna be for every beads. Yes, it should be about 4 every beads. So I'm gonna go ahead and start another Now do know you do want to add just a decent amount of hot glue, not too much to where you're gonna really see it or whatnot. You want to just put just enough. You'll want to put just enough hot glue. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in frame here. I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry about the lighting. I don't know how the lighting is. I'm sorry if it's bad. That I am working in my room today and not in my decorating room. It's just a chaos mess in my decorating room. I have a lot of Halloween projects coming up, so I have like all my totes and everything all over the place. So I'm just going through every section of the candle holder, the bottom base of it, and just gluing as I go. It's best to do a little bit at a time. You don't want to just rush into and do the whole thing, because by the time you get back to the end here, this side's already going to be dry. And you're going to have to end up taking that off, peeling that off, and then redoing it again. So you'll want to just do little sections at a time. That is the way to work with hot glue, because hot glue does dry pretty quickly. And just get these little webs off. So you'll want to work with hot glue very, very slowly, and do be careful. I burned myself multiple times. I do know how to work with hot glue and everything, but I've burnt myself a couple of times. And it's just the same way as you're going to do the lace. You're just going to do the rim of it, the rim of the board, with the edge of the lace. Where your lace, your fancy lace is facing down when you flip it up. When you flip it back up standing. You'll want to do that slowly as well. You don't want to put too much glue at once. Now here, your last one, you're going to measure how many beads you need. So it's going to end about right there. So I'm done with that. I'm going to go ahead and push that aside. I don't need that anymore. So for the last part, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same. Just put a little bit of glue, as much glue as needed. And then I'm just going to push all of it in the grooves of the corner. And it should connect back very perfect. It should all connect back to perfect. Okay. Now we're just going to give that a few seconds to dry. And we're going to put this aside for a little bit. We're just going to give this a few seconds to dry. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the top part of the headdress. Now this is a Pendleton blanket. I'm just going to use one design of it. I am just going to use one design of this Pendleton here. Now you can cut it down if you do need to, but I'm just using one specific design, and which I'm going to cut down, yes. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and use my good side. My good side, I'm going to flip it to where it's not so much of my good side. So here, I'm going to go ahead and flip it in about just a quarter, not, about half an inch. Sorry, that's my dogs outside barking. I'm going to go ahead and check on them, and I'll be right back, okay? Sorry about that. I do have inside dogs. They do run in and out, so they do bark at random things. You know how dogs are. So here I'm gonna go about an inch, about a centimeter. I want to say a centimeter. I'm gonna go a centimeter in. Now I'm gonna start with my center because I want my center to be where I'm gonna flip in. So I'm just gonna do a centimeter there. and then I'm just gonna work my way to the corner ends, both sides now, both sides of it, to where it's gonna be just a fit even band. So I'm gonna go ahead and start from here. I'm gonna use my hot glue. Um, you can use the adhesive glue, but that's not really gonna bond very quickly, as you're gonna want to, as quickly as you're gonna want it to. So here I'm gonna go ahead and start from this side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my glue, just like I said, little by little, to where it doesn't dry out quickly. Now you can sew this if you want, but this is just a quick DIY project, so I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go as we go. We'll just use what we got. Now I am just using everything that I have already from previous projects and from just items I had laying around. I'm just using those items. These items I just had laying around from previous projects and things just I had laying around. The only thing that I got new this year were the feathers and the spray paint. Everything else I've had from previous projects. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some more glue in there. Okay, I'm not really too worried about the ends because that part we are gonna cut off. We're gonna cut off at an angle. Now I do have a specific design here in the middle, and then I have two. I do have two specific designs at the ends of it as well. These corner ends here we are going to use for our for um for the corner side of our headdress. Now we're just going to do little by little. Just going to do little by little till we come to a conclusion. The ends you don't really need to glue down, but I'm just going to glue down just in case. Okay, now that you've got that glue down, you're going to go ahead and flip to the other side, and you're just going to go ahead and repeat the same steps as you did for this side. So that's all you're going to do. Just repeat the same side. Now the reason we're going to do it this way is because sometimes when you cut it, this fleece material, especially, it has like raw rigid edges, so it's not really going to cut evenly straight. Sometimes it does cut awkward, so this is the reason we are gluing it down to where it's going to be a straight even fit. You know, be very careful not to burn yourself. Hot glue is hot. Sorry if this video is going to be long, but I am trying to break it down for you step by step on how to put this together and everything. Well, since you basically know how to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and skip on to the next part, and I'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, now that we got that done, we're going to go to, I'm setting that aside for it to dry, to fully dry, and so we can get onto the headdress. But for now, I'm going to check on the stand, the template stand. And this is what it should look like. Your stand, and then your decorative bottom, and then your top base. Now, this, I'm going to go ahead and use this way. Which way do I want to use it? Let's go ahead and use it this way, because I do want the head standing up a bit. Now do note that now I did try to put it as straight as I possibly could, but it didn't really happen. But this is what it should look like as at first. And then here, gonna go ahead and add your decorative top, your skull onto the top. I'm going to move back, or let me go to move the camera up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So your stand should be looking like this. Now you can go ahead and do your headdress first, and then put it on top. But we're just gonna go ahead and just put the head on top first, and then we'll the skull on top, and then we're gonna go ahead and work with the headdress from there. So now I do want my Pendleton centered. I do want it really straight and centered. So I am trying to find out where to put the skull head. Now I do want to put it back a little bit. I don't want it too centered as much as I'm imagining it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right here. Perfect. This is gonna be a perfect spot. And I believe the back is going to be a perfect spot as well. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now with this, I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it down. I'm not going to use adhesive glue. I'm just going to use hot glue just for it to bond faster, because I do want to get the headdress on there as well as I'm trying to work and fiddle with it. So the only points I'm going to put glue on this is going to be the chin part, the bottom of the chin part, and the back of the head where the spine is supposed to connect. Now I am just putting a decent amount, generous amount on there for it to bond, for it to stay, for it to stay in person, for it to stay in place. So I am going to measure back out where I did want it, front and back. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright. Now you're probably going to hear me saying that a lot. I kind of did get used to saying that word kind of a lot when I'm doing my decorating. So now this, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go set this aside first for now, for a little bit, just for it to bond perfectly. And this, now I am going to get my feathers. Now the feathers are, they're all different sizes. They're not all one size. When you get them from the package, they are all not one size. They're all a different size. So here I'm just going to go and take the rest of my feathers out. Now I might end up using the whole feathers. I'm not quite too sure. Now I am cutting the stem down on the feather. So I'm doing about half an inch to I am doing half an inch to a centimeter, about half an inch to a centimeter. Now I do want the feathers to show everything, whatnot. Now the longer feathers I'm going to use toward the middle, and then we're going to start going short from there. We're going to start going from long to short. So that is what I want to do here. So I'm just going to go ahead and separate all my feathers first, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, now I got them all trimmed down. I got my smalls, got my mediums, and I got my large. So from here, and I got my headband. Now the corners of them, the sides of them, where I did say the two end designs, I did just cut him, and I just cut him in a triangle, both sides, just a triangle, easy, basic, simple triangle on the sides. So that is what I'm gonna work with, and I'm okay with it. Just go ahead and trim down the sides a little bit more. So now this one, I'm just going to put the camera back down a little bit. Okay, now. Okay, so this one, I'm going to flip it over. And we are going to use the little bit. Now, this isn't really centered. I just eyeballed this. So it's not really centered as much as I was hoping for it to be. But the longer side of the band, I'm going to put that in the back. So this is the part where I'm going to put the feathers. The feathers are going to be facing toward me. Now this is going to be face down, upside down, the good side down. And we're going to go ahead and start with the larger feathers, because we're going to start center, and then we're going to go out. Now we're just going to end we're going to end at the top of the triangle. At top of the triangle where it ends. So we're just going to stop there. Not way down at the center of the triangle. Not there. At the top of it. So that's where we're going to end the feathers there. So we're going to go from large to medium to small. So once again, from large to medium to small. That's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to push my smalls aside and my mediums aside and get my large. And completely doesn't matter which one you use. Guess I'm trying to fish for all the good ones. So your feathers should be facing toward you. So that's the way your feathers should be facing, is toward you. And the reason I was saying about an inch to a quarter inch is because you're gonna glue them down and on the band. You're gonna kind of glue them together, kind of slightly tight. So that there won't be much gaps. To where there won't be much gaps. So it looks like I'm gonna only do okay, so right now I'm just trying to figure out everything. So it looks as though okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm only trying to use my good ones. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm only trying to use the good ones. No, I'm just eyeballing all this. I'm just trying to fit how I want all this to fit in. Okay, so it looked like It looked about seven long ones, seven large, seven large, and it looks just about it's gonna be. Now if your feathers are broken up and twisted like this, don't try to tamper with it, just leave it because it will end up breaking on you. So just try to leave it the way it is. So it looks like 6 mediums. Now note that I am putting them pretty close together to where there's no gaps or anything. I am putting them pretty tightly together to where there's no gaps. So it looks about 6 mediums. I'm going to throw those to the side. Okay, and it looks like about 6. And it looks like about 6 smalls as well. Okay, so it's going to be 4, or no, I'm sorry, it's going to be 7. It's going to be 7 longs. Okay, we're counting 7 longs, 6 mediums, and 6 smalls. Just go and push all this aside. Clean that up and I'll finish here. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that aside. And clean that up and we'll finish here. So now all this, I'm going to glue it down. Now this is going to be the basic, this is going to be, all the feathers should be facing toward you. Should be facing outward toward you. And the stick stems, the pluck stems should be facing out. So it's going to be about a 1/4 inch onto the edge of the band on this inner side. So now I'm just going to go ahead and push this aside a little bit, up a little bit. Now I'm going to have everything where it's placed at. I'm just going to lay them on top as I'm going along. So I'm going to just go ahead and place some glue here. Now I am just using hot glue on this again. So I'm going to grab my first 3. And I'm just going to place on top. And just go as we're going along. Now note I am overlapping them as I'm going. So they should be layering on top of one another as you're going. So they should be going out like, they should be end up trimming out to being like a V shape going up. So that's the way I'm doing them. So let's go ahead and glue a few more and then I'll come back to you on this. Now I'm just layering them on top of one another with them side by side, very close and tightly. Now you'll probably want to go back and forth and do like 2 on top of one another, or if you got it all figured out, you can just do them all at once. Now they are all tightly tightly combined together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work on this, overlap everything, and then I'll come back when I finish with this, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, back on. Okay, so now that I got all my feathers glued down and everything. Now I did add some more feathers onto it. I did add the rest of it onto it because I didn't really measure it out right. I don't know why I did. But I did add I just did put the rest of the feathers on there. But I still did keep it to where from large to small as much as I could. So the back side of it should look like this. The back side of it should look like about that. Like that. So then your front should be coming to look like this. Your front should be coming out to looking like a headdress. Native American headdress. Native American chief headdress, I should say. So here, I'm debating whether to keep it this long, the band, but then again, I do want to just go ahead and glue a bit more in. So I think what I'm going to do is just up to the red. I'm going to go ahead and glue it in. Now, you don't have to use this specific type of Pendleton uh, material. You can use a ribbon. If there's a Native American print ribbon, you can use that as well. There's a lot of different options out there. You can even just do one solid color if you want to do that, and as well as your top plate here, your top base. You can go ahead and use a different color design or a different kind of solid color material. You can use that. That's completely up to you. It's optional. The lace is optional to you as well. But I am going for more of the gothic look, so that's why I kept it completely as a gothic color, and I am trying to stick to just one color, so which is why I stuck with the red. I stuck with the purple, actually. I'm sorry. I stuck with purple, and I stuck with the purple headdress. So that's what I'm really shooting for. So here, right now, I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down once again. I'm going to glue this part in once down, once in again. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue all on the edging of the place here, and then I'm just going to fold once. Now try not to get it stuck to you like I just did. Okay, now here, now this is completely optional to you. You can just leave it a sharp edge like this if you want, or you can add some decorative stuff to it. That's completely up to you. That's optional. But me, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm probably going to bring a little bit more of this bead into it. I'm just gonna add that to the corner of it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I was gonna add some other decorative stuff, but I'm not too sure. I do want to keep it like in a gothic kind of a gothic type of mood, so I'm not really too sure what to really do. I do want to add some of this bead to the corner of it, but which I'm going to add to the back of it, so when you flip it over, it's going to have your decorative stuff. Let me fish out, let me see what else I can do. Let me see what else I have, and then I'll come back to you as well. I'll come back to you, okay? Okay, like as I said, I was just going to put some beads and some decorative little stuff at the ends of it. So I think that's just all I'm gonna do with that. And well, I might end up doing something later on, but for the meantime, You know what? I might just end up adding a little gemstone at the side of it. Or something. I don't know. But for now, this is all set to go. So this is what your headdress should look like. Now this is totally optional. The ends of it, it's optional if you want to do that. So now let me go to bring the camera up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and put the headdress up on the skull's head. Okay, so now we have the skull head right here. Now where the temples are, I'm going to go ahead and add it more toward the back, because I do want the feathers to face kind of up. I do want them facing up a little bit, so I'm going to work with end to end and just place where I would want it to go. So I want it to be on the forehead, but not much on the forehead. More toward the middle of the head, going toward down. That's where I want it to go. So it should look something like this. It should end up looking something like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some glue to the back of the headdress here. I'm just gonna do my first end points, and as well as my middle. The rest of it we can work with a bit later on. Now be careful not to burn yourself or anything. So I'm gonna lay this in the middle, centered as much as I can, and just back toward the temples. Back toward the temples. Okay, now just go ahead and turn it around, and you can easily work with it from here on out. Now I'm just gonna add some glue to the sides of it, just to the corner sides of it. I'm not gonna do too much, just enough to where you can cover all the backing of it up and everything, and to give it a clean crisp type of look. Now the top part I'm not too worried about. I'm not going to worry about that, because it should be tightly fixed on there, and as well it is glued up here. So just going to go ahead and work your feathers out a little bit. Make sure you want to keep it glued down. Keep it glued down to your sides. And there you have it. I like it. It looks great. Really digging it. Now you can add more to this. It's up to you. This is just an inspired. It's an inspired kind of look. I did wanted to just try it out for myself, see how it would come out, how it would look. And that's the top part of it, the top part of the headdress. So I just really wanted to try this look out, see how it would look, and it came out great. I love it. I can't wait to put it out. Well, actually, I might end up giving this to an office that I know very, very well. So I'm not sure if I might end up keeping it for myself or giving it to them. So I'm not too sure. I do like it. I really like it. It's really nice. It's really nice and really gothic. I like it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you like this video. I do have other projects coming up along the way, so be patient with me. I know I'm all over the place with my videos and everything. I am sorry that this video did take a long while. I did thought it out. I did thought it out, but it just came out a little more different than I expected. And that's what's gonna happen. Things are gonna come out a little bit more than you're expecting, and things are gonna come out a lot more different than you're expecting. So don't expect the unexpected. I do have a lot of other projects along the way coming up, and I do apologize if they are not uploaded on time. I know I try to upload every Sunday. I think I did mention that. I do try to upload every Sunday, get a video going up in every Sunday. I do get my stuff Friday, and I do put them together, start figuring out how to get them together and everything Saturday, and then Sunday is the day I post my videos. So if you really like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on what else I should do. I am doing a lot of other videos for Halloween right now, so I'm gonna really focus on that. And I'm gonna go ahead and start on Christmas very soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna do much of fall as I did was just a wreath, but I believe I did post that one. So if you do want to see, if you really do want me to break it down and how I did that, go ahead and let me know. And other than that, have a great day. God bless.